It's been 1 year since I purchased my Glock 36, and I thought I'd do a 1 year review. I actually think I purchased this about June 27th, 28th, something like that, 2016, and now it's July 1st of 2017, so just over a year. When I first decided to go with the Glock 45 caliber, I decided I was going to get Glock 30. So I went online and actually ordered this holster for a Glock 30. But the 36 is so similar that all I had to really do was tighten this retention screw thing here. Squeezed it together a little bit better and it fits perfectly. But here's that Glock 36. It's been nothing but totally reliable. And for all you safety trolls out there, this is hot. There is one in the chamber. And before I go on to this, I'm going to say this is another cool thing I like about this holster is I have a mirror right next to my lockbox, and when I want to check my gun's hot, I just pull it out and I just point it at the mirror. I look at my hollow point bullet right down the muzzle. I know it's hot, stick it on. Anyways, Glock 36. Why did I pick this? Well, I wanted a Glock 30, but that Glock 30 was just too fat. It didn't feel right. It's way too fat. And this felt absolutely perfect. It's just slim enough that you can conceal it okay. You can see. And it's just big enough to have okay capacity, 6+1, and just big enough to shoot it well. I have pretty big hands, and you can see it still fits pretty comfortably in my hands, and it shoots well. So, what do I think about this pistol? Well, it's been ultra reliable. I've had like 2 or 3 malfunctions. One of them was unknown why, and it cleared pretty easy. I just had to tap, rack, bang. The other one was one of my hand loads that I didn't taper crimp it correctly, and that's it. Other than that, probably about 1,500 rounds to this. No problems. Really good pistol. Now, is a 45 the best thing you have for concealed carry or personal protection? Probably not, but I'm one of those 45 fanatics that I really like the idea of a slow, heavy bullet. I don't necessarily think it has better stopping power or more ability to defend yourself than a lesser round, but I liked the 45. And there's something that's just inherently accurate and easy to shoot for me with a 45. It's kind of like a 38. When you have those slow-moving bullets, they're just more predictable, I feel. A little bit less pressure on your cartridges, therefore your barrel's going to last longer. And as a hand loader, you know, I could shoot thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds of my hand-loaded ammo that is only like 15, 18,000 psi versus the 9mm is like 35,000. So there's a big difference there in the wear and tear you're going to put on this gun with a 45 caliber. So I don't mean to get too much into caliber debate, but there's a huge reason why I would pick a gun like this. It's based solely on caliber. So now 9mm, you do fine. Like, if I was in a situation where there's like a terrorist and they're shooting all around and I need a lot of rounds to slow them down, hit them somewhere, slow them down so I can get out of there, this is probably not the best choice. I'd rather have something like a Glock 19 or something, 15, 16 rounds. And I've even debated going with a 9mm. But if I was in a dark alley somewhere and it was back against the wall, let's say you got 2 rounds to stop somebody. If I get hit 2 rounds of 45 square in the chest, I know, and you know, it's going to be a little bit more effective than 2 rounds of 9mm. Simple as that. You can Google images of people 45 caliber wounds with 45 caliber hollow points, like arm wounds and stuff. It's terrible. It is a very destructive round. But anyways, over this last year, there's been several times I've thought, well, I'm going to trade this in. Maybe I'll trade it in for a Glock 19. Maybe I'll trade it in for something even smaller than that. And I just can't do it because the way that they designed this pistol, everything comes together to where it's just perfect. I mean, sure, I got 6+1, and with an extended magazine, which they do make, like not by the factory, but aftermarket ones, they do make one that is a 7+1, And that is about the same capacity as your old World War II 1911 pistols. And those pistols unloaded are like 40 plus ounces. This thing unloaded is like half that weight. So there's an advantage right there if you want a 45. It is very light. But the reason why I just can't get rid of it is because everything is just, it's right on the edge of being too heavy. It's right on the edge of having too little capacity. It's right on the edge of being a little too small to shoot. It's right on the edge of all these things that are almost like they're bad, but then at the same time it's like it's just good enough, and it's perfect as far as the way it feels. And sure, I could get a Glock 19 about that same size, but when you're packing in 16 rounds versus 7 or 8 rounds in here, your weight on that gun is going to go up significantly. That's just how it is. So if you want to keep the weight down, still have a big caliber, you got to go down in capacity a little bit. But 6+1 or 7+1, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. And there's just something about it, the way it feels. It fits pretty well outside the waistband, and believe it or not, you probably can't tell from this, but it conceals real well, even outside the waistband. It's just thin enough. I like it. It's a great pistol. It does have its own niche market, but for what it is, it's a great pistol, and it's one that I just can't part with. It provides me with everything I really want in a pistol. You can do pretty much everything with it. You just got to keep that capacity in mind. But other than that, awesome pistol, and I got 200 grain speared gold dot plus Ps. Don't necessarily recommend them for carry. I'm carrying them. I don't recommend them. I shot them and they were like, you could feel that the slide was coming back, and you could feel that the mainspring really didn't have quite enough tension to absorb it. It's just like slamming back. Didn't feel right. I would recommend a slower shooting 230 grain for something like this. I fire a lot of different bullet weights in this, and there's something about the 230 grain at a slightly warm or even standard pressure level that shoots really, really well. It feels well. Giving up some power there with this 3.7 inch barrel, but it's accurate, and you're still going to be pushing as much energy as a 9mm with a longer barrel, and have a bigger bullet on top of it. So, you know, you can see there's disadvantages, but there's advantages as well. So, review of it, great pistol, great pistol. I love it. Can't get rid of it because it's too special. It's its own little thing. I like it. So, I thought I'd share that review. So, hey, here it is close up. Nobody else is home, so pointing in these directions is perfectly safe. I don't have any close neighbors, anything like that. Of course, I won't point it at myself because it is loaded, but I like to keep this thing hot all the time. It's the only way to do it. So there it is. So Glock 36 1-year review. So thanks for watching.